Hey guys, welcome to the show. I'm really excited today to have Maz Jobrani, a wonderful and very funny Persian American comedian. He has his own Netflix special. He has a great and very funny movie called Jimmy Vestvood, Amerikan Hero. You guys should check that out for real. It's so funny. I just watched it again last night. And he has a wonderful CBS sitcom called Superior Donut. So I'm really happy to have him on the show. Let's go and check it out. So Maz, welcome to the show, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Omar, and I'm always happy to be with fellow bald friends of mine.
Yes.
You know, I've learned, Omar, in the during the pandemic with all the Zooming going on. Now you have a nice studio, you have different things happening. I'm usually just in front of the camera, so I've learned I wear a hat. It helps frame my face because without the hat, it just goes. But with the hat, it's like having hair. You now have a framed face. That's what I'm doing.
That's really good. So let me ask you, you mentioned the pandemic. I mean, what category do you fall on? I have friends that have gained a lot of weight, and I have friends that look amazing and lost all this weight. So where are you on that scale? Like,
if getting skinnier means you looked amazing, then I'm looking amazing. However, the problem is I think that I've lost muscle mass. So even though it looks amazing, I think underneath it, it's a little flabby.
Well, Maz, I want to congratulate you on everything that you've done. So many great projects, Netflix, you've had your own, sitcom, and you've done, your movies and Jimmy Vestvood. And by the way, last night, we had some family over from San Diego. We wound up watching Jimmy Vestvood. So everybody, the family wanted me to tell you hello, and they loved the movie.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, that was a fun movie to do. I'm happy you guys watched it. It was just my attempt at being silly. There's my co-writer, his name is Amir Hebsian, and we wanted to do kind of a Persian version of the Pink Panther. So it's just a bumbling idiot who tries to save the world. I think some people saw it and took it very lightly, like you just said, and they enjoyed it. And then some people saw it who were adults and were trying to take it a lot more seriously, and they were upset by it. So I said, I don't know. I can't please everybody.
Unconfirmed sources have confirmed he may be intending on sneaking into America to perform acts of jihad.
This is your captain speaking. We're entering American airspace.
Allahu Akbar! Everyone's a free!
Going to war with Iran, and we couldn't have done it without you and your incompetence.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get crucified for this.
But yeah, let's go back. I mean, to how you started in comedy, and I know you were born in Iran, right? And then you came to the States when you were a kid, right? 6 or 7 years old?
Yeah, I was 6 years old, late 1978. There was protests in the streets of Iran that were protests against the Shah, and my father was already on a business trip to New York. And that winter, because of the protests and because it was so cold, our school shut down early. So my father told my mom, hey, why don't you bring me and my sister Miriam, why don't you bring them to New York, and you guys can hang out with me for 2 weeks while I'm here. And then you guys can go back, and hopefully by then the protests will be quieter, and there won't be as many protests. The Shah, everybody thought the Shah was going to stop the protests and what came, but obviously he didn't. And so we went to New York, and I always say we packed for 2 weeks, but we stayed for 42 years. And that's a pretty common story.
That's amazing. So when did you realize that you're funny? Like that's kind of what you wanted to become a comedian?
I'd watch hours and hours of television, cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Woody Woodpecker, Popeye, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All those things were funny. So I think I started liking comedy. And then I think when I was around the 4th grade was when I would go to school, and that was around the time of the Iran hostage crisis. So suddenly, if you were Iranian, you were getting bullied in school. So I think I used some comedy and sports. I was good at sports. That probably helped me cope with some of that stuff. And then as I got a little bit older, I discovered Eddie Murphy, and that was really the gold standard for me. Back then, he was young, he was funny. That kind of set me off, and I was probably like 10 years old or so, and a lot of my friends were the funny guys. I had a lot of funny friends, and to this day I say I have friends from school that were funnier than I was because I was a comedy fan. I liked being around the funny guys. I just think that I had the drive to get into this and make a career out of it.
When you have young kids at home, your whole goal from the moment they wake up, your whole goal is to make them tired. From the moment they wake up, you're like, run, run, run. Climb, climb, climb. Fly, you can fly, try flying, clap your wings.
You know, a lot of my friends, that are not able to perform live, and I hear from them, and I'm curious to kind of get your opinion on it. What are some of the things that you're doing, like on YouTube, or you mentioned the Zoom performances that you do, like the comedy stuff? So what are your thoughts and some of the advices that you have for a lot of the performers out there that are, including myself? I had a 30-city tour that I was gonna do back in February that was canceled, obviously. But what are some of the advice that you have and some of the things that you're doing, right now?
Well, one thing is, in terms of monetizing anything, it's really hard because you're going to do Zoom shows and you're going to get a handful of people on there, and you really can't, make the money you were doing when you were touring. So I have friends who ended up doing things like Patreon, which is where you go on, you put videos, your fans subscribe to you, and you make some money that way. Again, that's, it's some money, I personally do Cameos, which is an app where your fans go on and they say, oh, it's Omar's birthday, can you send a video? And it's actually become kind of fun. I like doing it.
Yeah.
That's been, a little bit of an income. So in terms of income, it's hard, but as artists, as writers, as creators, we got to keep going. You got to kind of consider this as an incubation period. If you can build a social media following, try to do that. I've been very active on Twitter politically. I am active on Instagram pretty much, with I try to be funny and then sometimes political. And I have my podcast called Back to School with Maz Jobrani, so I do that. And then being home with the family, I've become kind of a little bit of everything. I'm the handyman, I'm tech support, I'm the dishwasher. We just got a puppy, I'm helping out with the dog. I mean, you end up doing stuff around the house that you'd neglect it forever. So if you're lucky enough, I'm very fortunate that I was, financially able to do that, then I would say that's the route to go.
I want to thank you so much, Maz, for coming in on the show today. And by the way, a few years back when I won a Grammy Award, they were saying you're the first Farsi speaking artist to win a Grammy Award. There's only a handful of guys who crossed over, and I mentioned your name. I said, yeah, like Maz Jobrani. And they're like, yeah, of course. But I want to thank you so much for being on the show, Maz, and I hope we can stay in touch.
Omar, thank you for having me. And yes, let's keep moving forward, and we'll get through this all together, and we'll stay in touch, and stay bald, my brother.
Yeah, and vote, and we got to vote too, right? Because we need some
vote. Yeah, listen, I've been telling everybody, vote early. I actually dropped my ballot into one of these legitimate collection boxes, because there's also fake boxes. So make sure you find the right box, drop it off, vote early. Then you don't have to worry about going and standing in line on election day, and we get those votes counted early.
I think we're good, Maz, my friend. Thank you so much. I love you, brother.
Thank you.
Take care. Keep up the good work.
You will. Bye-bye.
Take care. I want to thank Maz Jobrani for being on the show. And if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, and I will see you on the next show.